Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTD5. Let's continue with the tower guide series. Today I'm gonna talk about boomerang throwers. So the boomerangs, let's quickly go to tower information so I can show you better the paths and the upgrades. For the first path, the first upgrade is going to be just an increase in the piercing, so boomerangs are going to be able to pop 7 balloons. The second upgrade is going to be throws sharper, so that means that the piercing is increased from 7 to 12. So it's going to be that the boomerang is going to be able to pop 12 different balloons faster. That means that the animation of the movement of the boomerang is going to be faster, okay? And also the attack speed of the thrower is going to increase by a bit. And then bigger means that they're going to most likely hit the balloons and they're not going to miss, okay? Then third upgrade, the boomerangs are going to automatically bounce from balloon to balloon if they're close enough. Okay, it doesn't say that, but if the balloons are too far from each other, the boomerang is not going to bounce. And then last upgrade, glaive lord. 2 permanent glaives orbit the tower, so 2 glaives are going to move around the boomerang, all right, the monkey. And also this upgrade is going to give the monkey the ability to spot camo, okay, to detect and spot camo. So yeah, camo detection is going to be very late access because it's the last upgrade or the first path. And yeah, so quickly going to the second path. The first upgrade is going to be the ability to pop frozen balloons. Second upgrade is going to be the ability to pop lead balloons. So in this case, a lot earlier access to lead popping power. Then third upgrade is going to be throwing boomerangs twice as fast. And then last upgrade is going to be, as always, an activated ability, and is going to make the attacks to be incredibly fast for 10 seconds. So those are the upgrades in theory, but let's go to the gameplay in Monkey Lane and let's see better how boomerangs work, you know, the mechanics and all that stuff. So let's start off by the cost of the tower. So placing a boomerang is gonna cost, boomerang thrower, okay, is gonna cost 400 cash. So it's still a cost that you can allow in the first round, so you can use boomerangs to start off the round. The range, as you can see here, it's okay. It's the biggest range until now that I've covered. But the only thing you have to remember about the boomerang is that the boomerang has a specific attack movement, okay, that is gonna make the boomerang very useful in some positions in the path and not very useful in other positions. I'm just gonna show you here in the first round. So the boomerang is not gonna attack, so shoot. It's not gonna shoot. It's not gonna shoot the boomerangs in a straight line, but it's gonna have this parabolic curve. I don't know how to talk it, how to say it. So it's gonna shoot something like this, see, and then the boomerang, if it's able to, is gonna come back. So having this very particular crooked line of shooting is gonna make that you don't want to place the boomerangs in a spot like this, okay, like this, so after a straight line. So most of the towers are okay placed in places like that, because they're going to just shoot in a straight line. And therefore, if you increase the piercing power, the dart going in a straight line is going to pop more balloons, right? But for boomerangs, that's not the case, because the boomerang is going to just follow this parabolic curve. I don't know how to say it, but this parabolic line, okay? And therefore, if you increase the piercing of the boomerang is going to be able to go further in this parabolic line, okay? So until it comes back. So that's why when you place boomerangs, you have to remember that, and therefore you have to place boomerangs in a way that if you increase the piercing, you are still able to pop more balloons that are behind. So, for example, this spot here for a boomerang would be not so great, because the boomerang range is a bit bigger than this one. Imagine it is something like that. So the boomerang is going to attack the balloons as soon as they come up in range. But the boomerang is going to shoot something like this, and therefore all the other time that the boomerang is going to take to come back is going to be attacking nothing, because it's not on the path of the balloons. See? So just think about that, and place the boomerangs, like in this case in Monkey Lane. That is one of the, so this spot here, so after this first turn, is one of the best spots for the boomerangs, just because of that. So just because of the mechanics of how the boomerangs throw. So now that's the most important thing you have to remember about the boomerangs, how they shoot, so how to place them correctly. And then let's quickly talk about the cost upgrades. So the first two upgrades for both of the pads are going to be pretty cheap. So until you have the Boomerang 2.2, they're all very cheap. After you get those upgrades, the third upgrades for both of the pads are going to be something around 1.5k of cash to get the upgrades. I'm going to just show you here now with this one here. So see, for the first path it's going to be 1.5k, and for the second one I think it's something like 1.6. Yeah, 1.6. So definitely a bit more expensive than the first two upgrades. But then for the first path, the last upgrade is going to be very, very expensive. The Glaive Lord, that is also the upgrade that is going to give the Boomerang the ability to spot camo. And for the second upgrade, the last for the second path, the last upgrade is going to be more expensive in terms of, like, it's going to cost something like 3k, but it's going to be an activated ability that is going to be very, very good and very, very effective against specific rounds that I'm going to hopefully show you. So so yeah, those are the costs. So the fact that the Boomerang attacks in this very particular way, and also the fact that the upgrade to get the camo detection is going to be very, very late, a very late upgrade, is going to make the Boomerang a good tower against you know, popping lead, or having the ability to pop lead, but it's not going to make the Boomerang so good against popping camo. So camo is a weakness of the Boomerangs, and that's why you're going to probably struggle against the first camo rounds. And even if you get the last upgrade for the first path that I'm going to show you later on, still is going to be pretty hard to pop camos, especially in some rounds where there are a lot of them. And yeah, so also regrowth blooms are pretty hard to pop for the boomerangs, just because of the fact that the boomerangs shooting attack speed is not so high. So fast blooms, you can miss attacking fast blooms that move fast. So that's one thing you have to remember. But other than that, I think the boomerangs, especially, I'm gonna show you later on the last upgrades, especially the second path is gonna be very, very effective. And yeah, so okay, I'm using here a lot of road spikes, but probably what I need to do here is just to probably sell this and get a 2-3 boomerang. So the 2-3 boomerang is a powerful upgrade, because remember, you have already the lead popping power, but now you're shooting the boomerangs really fast. So this boomerang is gonna increase by a lot the piercing, the popping power in general. So as you see, even though I got one boomerang less because I sold one, but still this 2-3 boomerang is really good. And that's the camo balloon that is gonna pass, because I don't have a 4-0 boomerang, so I'm not gonna have the ability to pop it. So talking about, you know, the effectiveness, there is this very early access to lead popping power, so that's good. But there is this problem against camos, and the fact that until you get the 2-3 upgrade, you're gonna struggle against most of the waves, because of the fact that the boomerangs don't shoot very fast. So fast balloons like pinks or yellows, especially the regrowth ones, are gonna be a pain. And yeah, so I'm gonna now show you here the first upgrade, how it works. The third upgrade for the first path. So the fact that the boomerangs start bouncing between between the balloons if they're close enough. That's it. Oh, this is the camo round, where of course not having oh well, I don't have cash here, so I'm just gonna lose lives here. Okay, so just watch now the fact that when this boomerang here is attacking, you see this boomerang here that is bouncing between the balloons. Can you see that? This very boomerang here going like this. See? That's the bouncing boomerang. So all these balloons are close enough to each other that the boomerang can bounce. And it's gonna bounce infinitely. So it's gonna bounce until it has no other balloons to bounce to. So that's really it. Yeah, so mostly talking about, you know, the pros and the cons. Most of the times you're gonna need 2-3 boomerangs, so boomerangs that attack really fast. 3-2 boomerangs in certain situations could be good, but the fact that the attack speed is so low is gonna mean that the boomerang that is gonna bounce, you know, between the balloons, is not gonna do that much damage. So you're gonna be needing a lot more 2-3 boomerangs than 3-2 boomerangs. They're just more effective. And I'm gonna show you here with an injection, the last upgrade for the first path. That's gonna be Glaive Lord. That is this one here. That one, see? Now there are these two glaives that are gonna do damage to all the balloons that are gonna come near the boomerang. And now the boomerang has the ability to spot camo. And I'm gonna just quickly show you here at the end of this round where there are some camos. Where are they? Okay, here we go. So now, as you see, the Boomerang has the ability to pop camo. But of course, it's not gonna give the towers in its range the ability to pop camo. It's only this Boomerang that is gonna have the detecting camo ability. So yeah, that's why, especially if you're thinking about getting this Boomerang as the source to pop camo, I don't really recommend it because it's really expensive. As you saw there, 9k cash. And the attack speed is gonna stay the same. Everything stays the same. The only thing that changes is these two glaives that are gonna do damage. You know, I don't know how much damage can they do, but they do damage to the balloons when they are in range of this Boomerang, and the ability to spot camo. And also because of the fact that these two glaives work like this, as you're saying, and that's why I recommend to get these glaives lords, if you're getting them, in spots like these turns here, in places like that, because in this way, I'm gonna just show you now, the glaives, see that the glaives are moving around. Now the glaives are in range of all these first 90 degrees turn, you know, and therefore they're gonna do more damage to the balloons for longer time. So even if this is an exception to the rule, because this spot is really bad for a Boomerang, but still, if you're thinking about getting glaive lords, then you can get Boomerangs in this kind of position, because in this way the glaives that are around are gonna be most effective. Okay, I could pop almost everything. Okay, that's fine. And now I'm gonna show you here the last upgrade for the second path. That is gonna be the activated ability. That is gonna make the 2-4 Boomerang to attack really fast. Like, it's really fast. So it's gonna be an activated ability that you wanna use when you're in trouble and when you don't have enough time to pop the balloons. You know, that's when you wanna use it. And it's a pretty powerful activated ability, and it's not gonna cost so much. Like, it's only 3k, so it's not so expensive, and it's gonna be very very effective. And yeah, those are the camos that sadly the glaive lord can't pop from the rainbows. I mean, it can pop them all. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna just wait here until the mob round so I can show you the mob. And I'm gonna also get another turbocharge. So for the mob, I'm gonna have two turbochargers ready. Here we go. And let's start placing another Boomerang here. Why not? And I'm gonna first do this round without getting the activated abilities, so you can tell the difference. So that's the mob. Glaive lords are pretty garbage against mobs, so I don't recommend at all to get them, because camo detection, you can use other towers that have earlier access to camo detection, and that is not so expensive as getting this upgrade. And as you see, I could pop the mob with all the rest of the towers, but these ceramics are gonna just pass, and yeah, that's bad. So now I'm gonna replay the round, and but I'm gonna use the activated abilities from the 2-4 Boomerangs, and you're gonna see that it's gonna be a total different story. So I got these two here that have the activated ability. So let's go. Let's wait until they're in range and let's activate them. So as you see, they attack really fast. Like, the Boomerangs come out in a flurry. And I was able to pop, you know, I'm gonna be able to pop almost all the balloons here, if not all. just a blue. So just a blue bloom passing from a mob. So that's pretty good. The activated ability cooldown is pretty long. So that's why I recommend to get more than one activated ability like that. And yeah, that's it. So I covered everything, the pros and the cons of the Boomerang. You know, the 2-3 Boomerang, very effective, a lot of attack speed, a lot of poppage, very early access to lead popping power. 3-2 Boomerangs and 4-2 Boomerangs are not so great. Sometimes in some particular cases you want to use them, but the Glaive Lord is just, I think it's very expensive as a upgrade, and it only gives you the power to spot camo, but like there are so many other towers that with much less cash you can get the ability to spot camo. So yeah, that's all there is to know about the Boomerangs. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.